I need to do a poll with you guys just to see like how many of y'all mainly listen to the video more than watch it, and how many of y'all watch it and listen. Cause like it's cool if you do both. What's up, gang? Good to see you guys again. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. If you don't know who I am, my name is Spiri. I'm an artist and animator who talks too much, and lately I've been talking a lot about social media. I'm a definitely point that out. And I guess that's okay though, because like so much stuff is going on. Happy new moon, by the way. I think it's a new moon in Gemini, so that's fun. I've been doing some like physical pieces. My aunt was so nice and got me a lot of different thingies to paint on, basically, so I'm really excited. That's what that wood over there is. So I've just been in here painting and checking out all the wood and trying to figure out these paint pens and stuff. So yeah, but that's just a little bit of an update. Okay, so I've been off of social media. I got off of TikTok and Twitter and Instagram specifically. I've been off of them for 42 days off of Twitter and TikTok, and 34 days off of Instagram. And when I was initially thinking of even like not being on social medias, those specific ones, I was thinking about 30 days and seeing how I would feel after that time frame. And to be completely honest, it feels different. I feel better. I feel like I'm peeling back a bunch of layers that were covering my artistic voice up, and I'm hearing it again. 'Cause like, I mean, I had to realize that before, when I didn't have Instagram or all these other social media apps and stuff like that, I wasn't stretched as thin. Before, when I was just a kid drawing my life away, and not in a bad way or anything, but you know, just drawing away and having different ideas and concepts and going for it and just doing it instead of being like, ooh, artist paralysis, ooh. Now I feel I've been off of it for 30 days. Or more than 30 days, I feel like I should be off of it even longer. Like, you think 30 days, 40 days for the other two, stuff like that, 30, 40 days, a month, that kind of feels like a long time. But I'm in that position right now of being off of it. I swear it just still feels like I just recently deleted it. I think that it was good that I left when I did, because it's just kind of like, a lot of stuff has been going on that are a little bit questionable to me. Do I think I'm going to come back? More than likely, yeah. I'm just not ready yet, because the main thing that I was trying to figure out was like, I need the good habits that I'm building right now to still be a thing when I come back to these apps. You know what I mean? I don't want to just fucking relapse and spend every time that I'm not working on my stuff scrolling on the app itself and then losing time to do that. Why? When in doubt, pinky out ahead ass. What the fuck is going on? Once I deleted the apps, it made it way easier for me to not pay attention to them in the first place. So I worry that when I put them back on my phone, they're going to be there, easy access again, and I'll do stuff with it again. So I'll just see. I also played with the idea of logging in and logging out whenever I'm like completely done using the app, and maybe that'll help me to just like be more of an incentive and to actually use my time limit thing instead of just constantly pressing the remind me in 15 minutes, or after I've done 7 to 10 remind me in 15 minutes, just remind me tomorrow, or ignore until the rest of the day, or whatever the button is. I should stop doing that and just actually adhere to, oh, it's a time limit. I got to go do something else towards my art. I'm trying to get back on Newgrounds more and everything, because I know that that was literally a place that was made for artists. So the gripes that people seem to have, myself included, Instagram AI updates. If you don't already know, Meta is just like scraping all of the information. It's the same thing that Twitter is doing. It's the same thing that most of these apps are doing to feed to their AI generator thing and go from there. So obviously that's lame as fuck. I don't like that. But I feel like that in itself is not just an artist problem. I think it's an everybody problem, because we're all posting images and videos and things like that on there that can now be used through AI. And then the fact, it's just the shadiness to me of like, you went from, oh, anybody can opt out of doing this, of being on the AI thing, to, oh, it's hard to find the stuff in the settings all of a sudden, to, oh, now it's just like completely gone for US citizens. You just can't opt out. I feel like that's just so scummy and weird. And I just feel so weird that it was something that happened of, ooh, we're not going to make it an option for you to opt out now. Because I guess they suddenly realized that now their database isn't going to have any information or as much information as they thought, which is really lame because it's just like, man. Anyway, but like I said, this is in all of the apps. It's only a matter of time before that shit happens with YouTube as well. And I don't know how I'm going to feel about that genuinely, other than I'm going to keep making my stuff. But it's just the fad right now. It's the trend that's going on right now. And I feel like we really do just need to like wait it out. But I don't know. It's just they're all doing it. So that's already just annoying. And I felt like Instagram was definitely the place for most artists and all of the stuff going on. So just like it suddenly being not safe for artists to do that, I mean, shit, man, that kind of blows. Posting on apps that aren't ours, apps that exist to make profit and keep our eyes on it. That is something that we as just collectives, not an artist, not like literally anybody who is using these apps for whatever purpose, it's not our app. This isn't our Instagram. This isn't our Twitter. This isn't our TikTok. As much as the algorithms are curated to what we want, it's not ours. It's another company's. We are literally posting and using and agreeing to doing the stuff on these apps that aren't ours. The internet before full-blown social media was just kind of it felt more like you were virtually traveling the world and experiencing the different things and people's and opinions and thoughts and stuff of different people online that you might have not been able to have picked up on or learned or experienced if it wasn't for the internet. But at the end of the day, it ended up not being our platforms anymore. These were places that we agreed to. And when the thing that we're using isn't free, it's usually because they're taking data off of us in the first place. They're here to make a profit. They're not here to help us connect. They're not here to help us be like, involved in community and growing communities and everything. They might be if that community somehow leads them to making a profit of some sort, but if not, they're not here for it. And that's just something that we as a collective, we as a group of people should come back to the realization of just also, these aren't the only places that you can post your stuff that people can see it, but they are the biggest places. Let's just move. But I understand that everybody hates moving. These platforms are not made for us in mind, essentially. It's for the other companies that they're trying to get money through. AI art stuff is really just getting like too out of hand at this point. Me personally, I totally understand why people would feel defeated or give up or wonder if the fight is even worth it. I don't want to see it as a fight anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because it's AI. It feels like it's already going to lose to begin with. I think that it's still just a fad. It's a trend. It's a thing going on. That's just what we're in right now. But it's never going to beat the stuff that people genuinely create and put time and energy into and thought and pull from personal experiences and things like that. I saw this quote that I loved that was just saying like, I want to train AI to do my laundry and dishes so I can have time to write and make art, not train the AI to write and make art so I can do my laundry and dishes. You know what I mean? It makes me mildly annoyed when people say that they want to use AI towards their art to make it get done faster. Another alternative to making it get done faster, why does making it get done faster sound bad? But the other way of like doing that is to practice. You will over time get quicker at what you're doing and faster at your craft. Oh, you can use AI for this thing to make the process faster, blah blah blah. And it's like the thing that I would love to do myself. I would rather the AI do something else so that I could really spend loving time and care and effort into this one thing. I don't want AI to do it. And that's just me, because I understand that the more that there is a demand for what you're doing, the more you might have to streamline your stuff, the more you might really need to have AI to do the simple task here and there. But I'm not at that point. I'm literally an artist. I'm going to do everything how I want to do it by my own hands, by my own thoughts and all of that, by my own experiences, and call it there. And I understand that as I'm doing that, AI might, learn off of that, but I just feel like it's a fucking robot. It's technology. It's not gonna get that. It's not gonna do that same thing. It still feels weird and creepy and uncanny valley-y. So like, I just don't know if it's gonna full on work that way, and I just have to think about it like that. AI or not, I'm still gonna make art. I'm still going to create. I'm still going to do this shit. It is in my nature to create. It is in my nature to make stuff, to spread the crazy little ideas that I have in my brain, all the little characters that are popping up, all the little concepts and world building and stuff like that. AI can't take that away from me. I know that it sucks. It fucking sucks. It does. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but I don't want to give up. I'm just going to keep carrying on. I don't even want to use that weird glaze feature, which, who called it that? Did we understand why we called it that? Glaze? Oh, I'm gonna use the glaze feature on my art. I have to glaze it up after I'm done with this glazing of my art. Either way, it's just, I don't want to do that. It's gonna get taken away either way if I'm posting this on a site that is not mine. You know what I mean? Even if I post it on a site that is mine, if it's on the internet, it could very well easily be taken away. It reminds me a lot, and this is going to be like a long tangent, and I'm going to learn from my mistakes and switch arms. It reminds me a lot of this girl that I used to go to school with in, I think it was elementary and middle school. I was doing all of the art stuff. That was all that I would ever do in school, basically. I drew all over my stuff. And she noticed that. And we were best friends, like best friends, hung out all the time, played dolls, all that shit. And over time, she started stealing my artwork and the style and calling it hers, or being like, I don't know where I got this style from. It just came to me. All this other shit. And do you know how furious I was when I was so fucking pissed? And then I come to find out that she's not only stealing my style, but a bunch of other artists in the school styles and calling it hers. And what was so like eerie and crazy about it was how good she was at imitating other people's styles. Because all of the artists that she was stealing off of, they had their own specific vibe that they were going after. I had my artwork style. I really don't. It was kind of like the Nintendo Flipnote era kind of thing. That was basically what I was going for. I drew a lot of Kirby's and Sonic characters when I was little. Another girl, she was doing like the shoujo manga and stuff like that all the time. The romance things, the pretty eyes, the nice flowy hair. Very nice. Another girl was doing like the MLP. And you hear this, like, even these are not original in itself, but me being a kid, I didn't understand this at the time. Her mooching and taking, it felt like, of these other people's works and calling it her own really made me upset. We had a whole ass intervention for her to be like, you need to stop fucking taking our artworks, come up with something, do something. But now, getting older, I realized that what my grandma was saying when I was telling her this stuff, and what I think my mom was even saying, was just like, ooh, what's the saying? It's supposed to be nice that this person wants to copy you that much. And again, going back to the fact of all of our styles were mooched off of somebody else's work or somebody else's concepts and styles, you know? Nothing is ours to begin with. All of the character ideas or the demons in itself, those don't belong to me exclusively, you know? Just like they don't belong to just any other person who came up with a demon-related story. We're all doing these things and coming up with these things and trying to find a new way of saying the same story, basically. So we have to take that into account. Sometimes that's just how it is. And AI is definitely going to be regurgitating the same malformed, weirdly looking story over and over again for a while. So that might be why I'm just like not super pressed, but it is really annoying and it is intimidating to know that my work could be used towards this thing without my consent. I think that also comes back down to that of, I don't want it to be used. Why should it be? Oh, it's because I'm using this app. Okay, I just won't use a fucking app then. But it sucks because not everybody can just say, I won't use the app then, because people got their own shit going on the app, or they're making money off of it, or they got all of their followers on there. I felt bad when I left Instagram because most of the people that like my work and know about my work are on my Instagram. So to leave, it kind of sucked. I miss it. I miss it for the more so for the reason of wanting to tell people what I'm doing with my art more than, oh, I want to see the latest memes. That's another thing that I noticed, is that regardless of if I'm off the app or not, I'm still going to find out what's happening with trends. I wasn't unaware of the Kendrick and Drake drama when I wasn't on socials. I wasn't unaware of the different trends that are popping off on TikTok. Somebody's going to tell me, or I'm going to see it in some capacity. Even the stuff that's going on with Instagram, I wasn't unaware of it, and I'm not on Instagram. So it's just, I'm going to find out, and I'm realizing that now I don't have to really bank on the whole thing of, ooh, I'm going to miss out. No, I'm going to find out. I'm going to catch up. It's going to be okay. It just seems like the walls are closing in a little bit on the stuff with AI and it being used with art and stuff like that. So, and I get it. It sucks. It blows. The algorithm stuff, that's also a big gripe of feeling the need to curate our art to the algorithm so that more people can see our art to begin with. It is literally so stressful to every single artist that I've ever spoken to about it. Trying to do that stuff is very hectic. And I think that is one of the biggest things that will take your artistic voice away from you, because you are so focused on what the voice of the algorithm wants instead of what it is that you want to put out there. Sometimes what you want to put out there is not what all of your followers want to see right then and there, and that's totally okay. They might want to see the next 2 posts later down the road or some shit though, but this one might be for another set of people. And when the algorithm is really only working for the benefit of the app that we're on, so they want to push the posts that keep people engaged with the app and keep them paying for that, like buying stuff off of the app and everything, then they'll post those. When we're aware of that's what that's doing, we just have to just try our best and go somewhere else where the posts are valued and enjoyed and appreciated. But it's probably not going to be on Instagram anymore, especially with the fucking fact that half of the people that follow you can't see your stuff to begin with. Why do people have to subscribe or favorite this person's account to be able to see their stuff and be sure that they see their stuff? Should following not be the only thing? Following is no longer enough? That just seems silly. Justifiable, rightful gripes with the internet and social media as a whole for being a place to post things. I feel like this is not just an artist issue. Again, this is becoming more of a just people using the apps because they want to use the apps issue. Some people are just not going to care, and that's okay too. I wish I could be a not caring person. I'm close because I'm still gonna post. These are ideas, these are the things that I'm going to try to implement, and I'll let you know if they work, and maybe you can do them along with me. That'd be fun. We have to come back to the main usage of socials and the internet in general, which is to connect with others and gain information. We have to see the internet as the virtual way of communicating and hanging out with other people that are too far away from us. Long distance shit for real. To connect with the people that are not in our vicinity, to connect with our friends and loved ones that aren't in our vicinity, because we're not always going to be around each other. So we've seen that from the pandemic even. I'm sure everybody was thankful that social media and other internet apps and things like that existed so that we could still feel less alone when it came to hanging out with friends and family and stuff like that, right? So we can still do that. We can still have that and focus in more on that being the reason why we're on social media, which is to connect with other people and to gain information. I'm very light on gaining information, especially nowadays, because a lot of the information that we have might not be true, but it's a way to gain information, and sometimes it's true. For the most part, it's to connect. There are so many people that I've met on the internet, through the internet, from the internet, or stayed in touch with that I met in person but was able to stay in touch with through the internet. And that I'm so thankful that I met, that I wouldn't have been able to have met if I just carried on with my life without any sort of access to the internet. It's supposed to be the bridge to connect with these people that are miles and miles away from you, or not even that far away from you, but they're just not in front of you right now. You know what I mean? And I feel like the more that I see social media and all of these platforms as those ways to connect with these different people, these individuals, even if I don't one-on-one have a conversation with them, but they make a piece of art that I wouldn't have been able to see if it wasn't for the internet. There's so much art that I think about isn't being posted online that I'm just not able to see, and it could be the best shit ever. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful for the art that is posted on the internet that I am able to see and enjoy and just experience with my eyes. Those two tasks are not something that are exclusive to the internet. You can travel, you can explore the places around you to go find and connect with other people. You can talk to strangers. You can experience life with your friends, going on like a nice little mini adventure or escapade or something like that. You can experience that same kind of thrill and dopamine and whatever it is that you're trying to get from your phone really quickly. You can experience that and have that over time in like a nice, great way with your friends and meeting new people and all of that. So just take that into account. I'm going to try to remember that too, of just like, get off the internet. If you want to go experience something or have another story to tell people or anything like that, go outside. You're probably going to talk to and experience it way faster than scrolling on the internet looking for inspiration, basically. That's how I'm seeing it more as now, because looking for inspiration and scrolling is what they want you to see so that you'll stay on their app and they can get more money from you being on the app. Do the stuff that is good for you. Social media is a tool for these things, but it has its issues. As soon as you catch yourself caught up in the app, as soon as the app starts making you feel worse than you did before you started scrolling on it, that's when it's time to log out. Literally go ahead and just log out. Go ahead and go do something else that makes you feel joy, because if you start feeling worse when you're on the app and you just keep scrolling, you're just only gonna get worse. It's only gonna feel more bad, and it's okay. You can take a break. Nothing's going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere. It's gonna be okay. It'll be all right. Just go ahead, take five, be it 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 years. And that's what I'm gonna try to do too. Whenever I do end up downloading the apps on my phone again, I'm gonna try to just keep that in mind. If I get too hung up or invested or spending too much time on the app and it's also making me feel like shit, it's time to log out. It's because I'm not making the stuff that I want to make. It's because I'm not pursuing the things that I want to pursue. It's because I probably didn't take a nap or I needed to get better sleep anyway. Why I'm on my phone at 3 a.m. kind of thing. You know, it really can be very simple solutions to why things are bothering you or making you feel negative effects from it. I think there can still be positive effects that you get from social media, but we just have to use it the right way. And I'm going to try to do that. Also, this isn't like a solution, but I'm just genuinely confused as to why we're not using stock footage or stock images or anything like that to train the AI. Is that something that's going on? Can we do that exclusively? Like just all copyright free related stuff? Can that be in the database and we stop just using the shit that's off of other people's things without their consent? I just feel like that would be useful, and that would probably be one of the greatest ways to use stock footage and stock images and all of that. But maybe I'm just silly. Maybe I just don't know how any of that shit works. I want to stop talking now. I feel like I've been talking forever. Let me know what you think about everything. How's the internet been treating you? How has social media been treating you? Have you gone a month without social media? Because this is basically what it is. I've been a month off of those 3 apps. Have you done that? Will you do it? How do you feel about all the AI stuff? Do you give a shit? Do you feel like it is something that's going to affect other people besides artists? Because I really do. I think that it's going to be kind of weird, especially like people post like Facebook. People use Instagram kind of like Facebook, where they're just posting all their personal stuff on there, you know? So now all of that is being fed to the generator, but it's just kind of, again, it comes back to we posting on these people's sites. They're not ours. And I'm still going to keep making art. I'm still going to keep doing my stuff and creating and saving it on a different thing so that I'll always have it instead of just banking on it being on all of these platforms, because I feel like we are kind of experiencing the downfall. Not like it's not gonna just completely crash and burn, obviously, because people like social media, but I feel like it's coming down. The hype that was going on about it is slowly going down, and I'm here for it, because hopefully people will just start to remember that they can go outside and experience the same thing. They can go and talk to people on the phone and experience the same thing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, spending time with me. If you want to spend time with me live, I'm live on Twitch whenever. But I do want to stream, and I have to try to play more games than rhythm games, but I'm a rhythm game fanatic, so you're just gonna have to bear with me on that. Join my email list because I'll be sending stuff on there. That'll be one of the ways that I try to connect with everybody that way without using social media for sure. Check out my Patreon if you want to support. It would be very, very awesome. Or you can just see the art blog stuff that's going on there or will be going on there. And yeah, thank you so much for spending time with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.